Okay, for this part, we are now going to create the pellets for the snake to eat, or the food. So to do this, how the food works is basically we're going to, so for example, if this is our window, basically we're going to spawn food. So example, this is one block of the food, and our snake here, let's say this is our snake. Once it touches the food, so once it touches the food doesn't actually get deleted, it just moves to a new place. And when it moves to a new place, that's when the snake gets +1 added to its size. So that should be easy to implement. And the random space that the food moves in should be within the bounds of the window. So those are the problems that we're going to have to tackle and code for today. So for this program, I'm going to create a struct that will contain the position of the food. So I'm just going to call this food position, and then I'm going to set an x and y variable within it, and then it's instantiated on something called, I guess we can say food. So a struct variable called food with integers x and y. Okay, and then we're going to also need to, and after this we're going to have to code the collision, what happens when the head of the snake collides with the food. So I'm going to comment this part down, call it eating, and then create an if statement over here, and then call it if player head, so which is this one, is equal to food, dot x, and then we also need an end statement since we need food x and food y. So I'm going to wrap this around the parentheses, and so another parenthesis, player head dot y is equal to food dot y. Then increase the size of the snake, so num plus plus obviously, and then we need to relocate this food, the food position to somewhere else. So again, we're not going to delete it, we're just going to relocate it. So food.x will be equal to, so we use rand, the rand function here, and then modulo n. So this is to make sure it's within n, within 30. So rand will just make a random number and then modulo n. So it can't be more than 30. And also rand create a random y. So m, rand modulo m. So in case you don't know how to create random numbers within a certain or specific bound, this is how you do it. So yeah, there you go. This is how you do it. And also, one thing that I'd like to mention is the reason why we didn't create an array in food is because there will only be one food that's going to appear at a time in this program or in this snake application. If there would be multiple, then we can, I guess, create an array of the food positions that are currently happening inside the program. But for now, we're just going to use one. So the code for eating the food as a snake is complete. So that's basically it. And now we just need to draw the food. So here we can just instantiate the food part just like this. So I'll call this food part. So I'm just going to use the class instantiation or constructor, and then 16, the size of the food because it requests for size and color. So 16, 16, and then SF color, and then white, or we can just say blue. Let's make it different. And then here we need to set the position of the food, so that's set to position. So I'm going to set it to food.x times size and food.y times size, because we have to keep in mind that we are using a specific size for each block, which is 16, and food.x comes from this structure over here. So data or food is being used to set the position of the instantiated food part. So that's it, and then now we need to draw this part to the window. So food part draw to window, and then window like this, and then that should be done. So let's press F5. Let's test it out. Okay, so it works. So this is there's a food part over here. Let's see if this works. If we take it, and there you go. It goes to a new area. So can we observe if the snake is increasing in size? Actually, yep. Also, the snake increasing in size also seems to work. So that's also pretty good. So this part was pretty simple. Just take a food, so it's pretty fun. And then you can go here, warp to the other side. Blah. There we have a working snake. And also, if we collide with our snake, nothing seems to happen. So for the next part of this tutorial, we're going to have to work on collision with the snake to itself, so that the game would reset back to the snake's default size. So yep, that's it.